This episode of FilmRiot is brought to you by FreshBooks. They fresh to death. Welcome to FilmRiot Mondays. Today, it's FilmRiot Mondays. So, you know.
I don't think they knew that already.
Rabadaboo. Whoa.
Was it the bumper that gave it away, or was it you saying it 3 times?
Huh. First question is from Ben Jammin. Are you famous in your neighborhood? 43 thumbs up. Famous? No, I don't think we're famous anywhere, let alone our own neighborhood. Okay, not famous, but I would definitely say we're known of within the neighborhood, but not in a good way, like as that house, meaning that house where grown men randomly walk out dressed as Superman. It's weird. Put this in your show for no reason. Why does that have 21 thumbs up? Do you name a project before it is written or after it is written? There is no set way that I do that. It just depends when the name comes to me. Usually I'll do some kind of a working title so I have something that I can call it to people. I don't like having something untitled, just be like, hey, that, the thing that I'm working on. Because usually there's multiple projects, so I'll at least have a working title up front. But the final title, sometimes before, sometimes in the end, just depends. Why, hello there. I possess the question. Cheap lighting. It wasn't really so much of a question as it was just saying something, but there was a question mark on it, so I guess we'll accept it. We've done a bunch of episodes on cheap lighting. I've talked about can lights and work lights a lot. You can make yourself a whole light kit just by going to Home Depot and getting a bunch of can lights, different types of bulbs, and going crazy. In fact, if you watch this episode right here, we show what some of the different types of bulbs will do for you. So check that out. Any thoughts about the Panasonic GH4? Yes, many. All ending with exclamation points and drool. It looks amazing. I want it. There was like a test video out, but I never give any credence to those. I wait to see like actual real world tests by people that are going to use it. I mean, out in the sun, best case scenario with very little motion is not what I want to see. I want to see that crap moving around. I want to see it in low light. I want to see it being used to the full extent of its usery. However, I am going to buy it. I don't usually jump on board with something so quickly, but everything about it just makes me want it in my heart. I want to have it, so I will buy it. Ryan, what would you be if you weren't a filmmaker? That just sounds like the worst thing. That's not a filmmaker.
Sounds miserable.
Yeah, that's what I would be. I would be miserable. If I couldn't do film, the runner-up would be music. I would do music, probably produce, because I'm not talented enough to be an artist. Have you ever thought about releasing a FilmRiot app? There is an Android app, which Rev3 did years ago. There's no iOS one for whatever reason. We have been talking about doing some FilmRiot apps for a while now, which we'll probably get into within the next year, I would think, which will be awesome. But in the meantime, Rev3 actually just released a new iOS app, which you can find right here, and it's actually pretty freaking awesome. I don't really like watching YouTube videos on my phone that much, like specific shows. It can get kind of annoying, and I think this Rev3 app is pretty awesome. So if you do use some FilmRiot on your cellular telephone, I think this is the best way to do it. You can get it right here.
Did you say cellular telephone?
Gloriousness. Yeah.
That's not a thing.
That is a thing.
I don't think that's a thing.
It is now. Last question, any updates on Outsiders? We actually do finally have an update on this. We've been quiet on it because we weren't really sure what was going to happen, and I don't like to announce things unless I know for sure something's going on with it. I don't like, redacting things like when we said we were going to do Outsiders and then it didn't happen. That burns my soul. I hate that. I hate it so much. But we finally, after a lot of planning, thinking, looking forward, we decided that we would have to put Outsiders on the back burner, or I guess postponed, canceled, whatever, indefinitely. Not sure when and if we're going to do it. And the main reason for that is this. Outsiders was a very small, independent, low-budget sort of project. We were trying to do a lot with very little, and we were able to do it in FilmRiot fashion. But with all in very small indie projects. It is held up by the structure of budget. And if any bit of that crumbles, everything that was weaved together, cast, crew, whatever assets we had to get together, rentals and gears and location and all that stuff, all of that goes crumbling and disperses, and the rentals go back to the rental houses, the crew go off to other projects, everything falls to shreds. And putting that back together can be very difficult on such a low budgeted project. So to move forward with it immediately, it wouldn't be at the level of vision that we had. It wouldn't be the project that we wanted it to be. It would be like half that, and I just don't really want to deliver something to you guys that would be underwhelming. That wouldn't be what you expected, and I don't want to do a disservice to the script. I'm really proud of this script. It's one of my favorite that I've ever written, and it's not really about the zombies even. I mean, they're in there, but really it's about what's happening inside this house between human beings. The zombies are no more than this rising tension outside that is pulling whatever is inside of each character out to the surface, and I love that idea, and I love the idea of exploring that, and I really want to, and who knows, I might end up stretching this story out and making it my first feature. I mean, it doesn't even have to be zombies. It could be something else entirely. The whole idea of this is the human interaction and conflict, and I really love it, and I definitely won't be throwing it out. I mean, whether it ends up being the short film that we wanted to make or our first feature, I really, really love the ideas that were there, and I don't want to abandon them. But the right decision now for us and for you, again, because we never want to put something out that is not 100% our best effort at that moment, because that would be a disservice to you guys who have been around and supporting us from the beginning. We always want to, do our absolute best for you guys. So it's best for us to hold off on this one. We got another project in mind that we're going to do this year that I think you guys are going to absolutely love, that'll do a lot of things that Outsiders was going to do, like with BTS and things like that. And I mean, we do have those posters out there, and I think a really cool thing with those is that they're now these like rare posters for this thing that we're eventually gonna make. So if it's like 2 years from now and it ends up being like a feature film that we put into theaters or something, these posters already exist for like 3 years before or whatever. And I think that's kind of awesome. But thank you to everyone for being very patient and staying interested. You guys have been asking us what's up with that, and unfortunately I couldn't answer until now. You guys are all awesome, and even when the project fell through, the support that you guys gave us, and the I mean, really, us going through with Proximity was because you guys put a fire under us. Just the way you supported us immediately when all that kind of crumbled, the encouragement that you guys gave us just energized us to do that. So thank you again for being along for the ride. You guys are amazing, and really the only reason we do what we do. FreshBooks is a simple online accounting solution built for small business owners just like you, who want to skip the headache of friggin' tax time. It's tax time, and if you're not using FreshBooks, your life is probably a mess right now, hunting for receipts, digging through invoices, going through every record one by one. It is the worst. FreshBooks is a simple cloud accounting solution that makes tax time a breeze. We've received invoices from people using FreshBooks, and it makes them look more professional. We're able to pay them online instantly, and there's no hassle of mailing checks. The sooner you start using FreshBooks, the sooner you can start focusing on the work you love. Focus on your work, not your paperwork. And for a limited time, try FreshBooks for 60 days to get started. It's just free, 60 days. Visit getfreshbooks.com now and enter FilmRiot in the How Did You Hear About Us section. Right now, FreshBooks is giving our viewers that extended 60-day free trial to make tax time a breeze. Again, go to getfreshbooks.com and enter FilmRiot in the How Did You Hear About Us section when signing up.
Logo.
That's it for today, which means it's time for my short film suggestion of the week. This one comes from David Bruckner, who's an extremely talented indie director. He's worked on films like VHS, the horror anthology. He was one of the directors on Signal. And this short film is called Talk Show. It's a 25-minute short film based off of something else, and it is really interesting. It's got solid acting. I just love the pacing and how the whole thing develops, even the look. So definitely check it out right here, and I'll see you guys next week.